Hi, how are you? Welcome back to my channel. How have you been, Tiffany? I missed you. Today's video is a little bit different. I don't know what to call this video. It's like a manga haul. It's like a manga review. It's also kind of like a life update. It's kind of like me revealing my new personality to you, my new mental processes. I don't know what to call it. I need to talk to you about what's been going on with me because it's been a lot. I feel like you deserve to know, and I feel like I need someone to gush about this with, even more than I already have to the people who have already gushed to. Like I've literally talked to so many people. The last frontier is YouTube. I need to make a video. Anyway, okay, let's get started, okay? First of all, by the way, how are you? How's it going? You look great. So all of this began 5 days ago. All of this began when I was on Crunchyroll, just searching for something new to watch. I've been kind of going into like an anime era, so I've been watching a lot of anime. I had seen talks, I had seen posters, I had seen the manga for Sasaki and Miyano. Like I had heard of it, I didn't really pique my interest though. But this day, I thought, you know what? Take a chance on the smart fat girl. I queued it up and I watched Sasaki and Miyano straight through, binged it, one go. Didn't leave my seat, couldn't, honestly. I was engrossed. You know, I was there at high school with them, just living, laughing, loving, screaming about first love and like just being gay. I'm not gonna freak out yet, I swear to God. It would be fair to say that I loved this series, okay? It would be fair to say that I watched it and then something in me shifted. It would be fair to say, Tiffany, that I watched it and my worldview changed. Okay, it would be fair to say that I watched it and that my life then went into two different directions. The version of me that didn't watch Sasaki and Miyano and the version of me that did. And we're going down this path. Listen, are you listening? I'm unhinged, okay? I'm giving you that warning right now that this video is probably gonna be very unhinged because I feel like I've been like in a manic episode the last like 4 days. So it's been wild. I watched this anime, loved it. I have a burden to bear. The moment it ends, the moment the last episode rolls, I think to myself, you have got to get the manga because guaranteed the manga has gone further than the anime and you'll be able to like see what happens next. Luckily, my local bookstore was having this sale. Buy 3, get 1 free. I went with my friend. I thought in my little bird brain, okay, if they have the first maybe like 4 books, I'll get them. Tiffany, they had all 8 of them. Tiffany, they had the whole series. Tiffany, they had the entire series. I bought all available 8 volumes of Sasaki and Miyano. These covers bring me so much joy, okay? And I know I should have probably started with that. I probably should have started with showing you the manga, but I needed to really like encapsulate for you how this all went and like the rabbit hole that I've been going under. So I have volume 1, there's volume 2, volume 3, volume 4, volume 5, volume 6, volume 7, volume 8. This is rated teen and it's not complete. Listen, do I regret in any way, shape or form buying all 8 of these at one point? No, because it was a good deal. It was a pretty good deal. I got 2 of them for free, so do the math. I was a happy little camper. I had my ticket into more of this story. And before we go any further, let me just tell you what this is actually about before I just start rambling about how much I love it. Sasaki and Miyano is a BL, boys love, romance / slice of life. We're following, of course, Sasaki and Miyano. Sasaki is in his 2nd year of high school. Miyano is in his 1st. They have their little meet cute moment when Miyano's friend is getting his ass kicked. Like he's literally being fucking bodied. And Miyano's like, oh my God, what do I do? And then Sasaki, being literally a god, is like, oh, I'll handle this. And he like goes up and he also gets his ass kicked because it's like 3 guys against 1. But also he like helped out and Miyano was like, oh my God, I admire that guy so much. He's so cool. I really admire him. Admiration, right? Yeah, sure. Sasaki gets to know Miyano more and realizes that Miyano has this love and obsession with boys love manga and like yaoi, and he like reads it all the time. He's really into the genre, like really into it, but he's totally straight. Don't worry about it. He's totally straight. Sasaki, wanting to get to know him more, is like, hey, can I just like borrow some manga? Like, I would love to like learn more about this genre that you just love so much. Miyano was like, hell yeah, man. So they start trading manga and their relationship grows. And eventually Sasaki comes to realize, this guy right here, by the way, comes to realize that he's in love with Miyano. Even though he thought, oh, I'm straight. But then he was like, wait a minute. No, I'm not. It's about first love, and it's about getting to know yourself, and it's about friendship, and it's about everything. It's about so many things, but most of all, it's about fucking cute boys being in love. Little cinnamon rolls. Anyway, that night I get home from the bookstore and I get down to reading, right? I read the whole series in one sitting, like 3 hours of my life. And then I was like, well, I need more. I went online, looked up scans, read all of the scans I could find. I have read every page of this series, and I did it in like 12 hours, less than 12 hours. I was literally unhinged. Like, you want to think of somebody who is obsessed and unhinged. It was me, okay? I was like, where do I get my fix next? I then start, it's so embarrassing. I then started looking up fan art. I looked up fan art because there was no more content for this series. I couldn't get any more of the love story that I loved because the author hasn't released anything else, and I read everything that's been released. So I looked up fan art and I was watching reviews, and I was watching AMVs, which is so embarrassing. Anyway, so then I saw that there was a spin-off series by the same author featuring characters that are in this series, like their own story. I was like, well, I gotta go back to the bookstore so I can fulfill my own prophecy. My prophecy. Go to the bookstore and I pick up the 2 volumes that are out for Hirano and Kagigura. This is about these 2 dudes who go to the same school as Sasaki and Miyano, and they're roommates. Listen, it's also a BL. It's also so gay. It's so gay. Whenever I talk about these things, I feel like I'm like literally just losing my mind a little bit because I love it so much that it fills me up with so much joy that it's like, not only is it embarrassing, but also it's hard to contain. Do you know what I mean? Do you ever feel that way about something? That's how I feel about this and this mangaka. I'm going to talk about why I love it in a second, but I read these, right? I bought these. And then I also picked up the 7th volume of Given, which is another boys love / yaoi. And I also picked up the light novel. I picked up the Sasaki and Miyano light novel because I thought in my little bird brain, like, I will take whatever the I can get. I don't care what it is. I don't care. I'll take what I can get, Tiffany. I was wringing the content out of this series and out of this mangaka. I wanted everything and all of it. So I bought the light novel, which, to be fair, okay, I don't read light novels. I read regular novels. That sounds mean, but I do. I haven't read a light novel since I was probably like 16, 17, 18, something like that. And the light novel I read then was for a series called Hot Gimmick. It's like a whole thing. My friend really loves this series called Hot Gimmick. She was like, you should read it. And I did. The end, she ends up with the wrong guy, in my opinion, because the guy that she ended up with was like super abusive. And like, listen, Hot Gimmick is not good. It's not good content. It's trash. It's literally trash. And I didn't like it that much, to be honest, but she ended up with the wrong guy. And so I was like, we need to fix this. My friend was like, there's a light novel where it's like an alternate history where she ends up with the other guy. And I was like, I'm gonna read that. After I read these 2 books, plus the other 2 volumes that haven't been released in English, but have been in Japan, also read those online. What are we at right now? We're at 9 volumes for Sasaki and Miyano. We're at 4 volumes for this. So I've read 13 volumes so far, okay? And then I thought, you know what, let me just try the light novel. And I gave it a little read and it was awful. I read like 1.5 stories. Not good. First of all, it has none of the juice, none of the spice, none of the je ne sais quoi of Sasaki and Miyano, okay? It also kind of reads like fan fiction. I didn't like it. So I actually returned it, which is why I don't have it anymore, because I took it back to the bookstore, because I went back to the bookstore for the third time. I went back to the bookstore for the third time in less than a week. It was like literally 5 days, and I went 3 times. So I returned the light novel, and then I also returned volume 6 of Given, because I had bought volume 6 of Given without realizing that I already owned volume 6 of Given. Sasaki and Miyano has opened something in me, and I'm not the same person that I was. Like when you saw me last in video format, that was a different bitch. You don't even try to tell me that you think I'm the same. I'm not. And you know what? Let me tell you what I love about this series so much. I love so much, first of all, how wholesome it is. Because if you know yaoi, if you know boys love, if you know this kind of thing, a lot of it can be really toxic and damaging and problematic and triggering, because a lot of it has to do with like a lot of non-consensual acts. A lot of it has to do with like abuse, but abuse that's spun into something romantic, and it's not great, especially if you were around in the early 2000s in like that yaoi. That yaoi is wild, and you know exactly what I mean. If you were there, you know. Sasaki and Miyano is like not like that at all. The way that the mangaka communicates the feeling of love and like first love is so visceral, so real. Like so many times in the series, in the anime, in the manga, in all of it, I was beholden. I was transfixed. The way that the characters communicate their wants and their desires and their needs, and the discussion around consent as well, is also so good. Like Sasaki, who is like the main person who is pursuing Miyano, is very gentle. It's literally so cute. He talks about wanting to be gentle with the person that he loves. It's honestly too much. I can't even take it. And he talks about wanting to give Miyano space and not wanting to force him to do anything, not wanting to like pressure him, not wanting to come off too strongly, because out of fear that Miyano will be uncomfortable or that like Miyano won't consent to it. And the fact that there's a discussion like this in this book, Tiffany, is f***ing wild. If you know yaoi and shit, that people don't talk about this. They don't talk about it. But this, it's like slow, it's sweet. There's like a gentleness to it. And it's just, oh, even just like literally thinking about it makes me so happy. I'm so happy. Tiffany, I'm so happy with this series, okay? I'm telling you right now, if you like, first of all, gay shit, if you like romance, if you like cute stuff, watch the anime, read the manga, literally do it. And the spin-off series, also so good. Listen, in my opinion, Sasaki and Miyano is number one, baby. Honestly, might be my new favorite manga of all time. I love it so much. Like, to go back to Sasaki, the progression of the plot, you start out and you're like, this is just like a sweet little cinnamon roll moment, and then slowly the author, the mangaka, is like, listen, you dirty fucking hoes, I know you guys want to see these guys like make out and do all this other shit, and when I'm telling you, my guy, you think it's like sweet and cute or whatever, and that like it's really wholesome, and they're on the floor of their classroom. Literally, I could scream. It's guttural. It's guttural. Anyway, the spin-off series is so much fun. It's also super, super cute. I've literally been talking about this for 25 minutes, so we're gonna move on. So I also read Given volumes 1 to 7. This series, first of all, is one that I've had for a long time. I've owned the 6 volumes for a long time, and then I picked up the 7th volume because I watched the anime and I was like, that was really good. Let me read the manga. Given is basically a music manga, and then they're gay. I have conflicted feelings about it. First of all, the anime is so good. The music, especially, they did such a great job on the music. I only watched season 1. I was like, let me just read the manga. I do have conflicted feelings. First of all, the 2 main characters, that's my boat. That's the ship I'm getting on. That's my Noah's Ark, okay? I don't really give a flying fuck about the other characters, to be honest. I care about my ship, which is the main characters. By the way, I'm gonna become like a BL historian. Just watch me. I am literally obsessed with all of this. Anyway, we just talked about consent, right? And like the role of it in yaoi and boys love. And Given got into like a little bit of controversy because a lot of people really liked this series because they viewed it as like a wholesome, non-toxic type of yaoi. And then the author, the mangaka, included this scene that was like very much non-con, like very much sexual assault, like very much not good. So people were like really upset about it. There are things like that in Given that I really don't like. Other than that, I like it. It's okay. There is more non-con than I would like there to be, but what can you do, I guess? For me, like a 6 out of 10. Like, it's fine. There's only one more volume left and then the series is over. So I will be picking up the last volume. Remember when I was like, I went to the bookstore like 3 times. I bought a lot of books. Let me show you those books I bought, okay? First of all, I did pick up I Cannot Reach You, volume 1 and 2. This is also a BL romance manga. This is super, super, super similar to Sasaki and Miyano. This is about 2 boys, right? They're childhood friends. There's this guy who's like super hot, right? First of all, like tall, you know? He's kind of moody. He's kind of has like a grumpy vibe, but he's not grumpy. He's just like shy and introverted. And then you have his friend, childhood friend, who is more like plain looking, but like really outgoing, really popular. People really like him. So what he doesn't know is that he has harbored feelings for him for forever. Like, the boy is in love with him. The story is about whether or not he's going to finally just confess to him, to tell him that like, hey, we've been friends for years and I like literally am in love with you. Also, if he does confess, how will he take it? Will he come to terms with his own feelings? Will he reject it? Yesterday, I read these 2 volumes and then immediately also went online and looked up the rest of the series. So I read all of them, which I think is 6 volumes. I read 22 volumes of manga so far. And I really, really love this. Sasaki and Miyano is still top dog. It's so good. This was really cute though. There were a few things though where I was like, it's kind of problematic, mainly in that there are a few like non-con or like dubious consent moments where it was kind of not clear whether or not the characters were consenting to things. The character, this guy, he would do something, forcefully like hug our main character or hold him or try to kiss him or whatever. Oh my God. Do you hear that? What the fuck is that? Oh, it's a toy. It's a toy. And then he would think like, oh my God. Then he would think like, I shouldn't have done that, like it was wrong, like I need to ask him his consent, blah, 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 blah. Similar to Sasaki, and have thoughts of like, I need to be mindful of like restraining myself before I have his permission to touch him or whatever. But then he would still do it. So I was like, what's the point of having all these thoughts and then just like willy-nilly being like, you know, like, I don't know. Either way, it's very, very cute. It's also one of those things where it's like, you're gay. Like, you're gay. You're gay for your best friend. And like, honestly, who hasn't been? Like, you're gay. Just be gay with your friend. But it's all these moments where he's like, well, I gave him Valentine's Day chocolate. And only him Valentine's Day chocolate, but that's not gay, right? The guy who likes him, like kisses him, and he's apologizing to him, being like, I'm so sorry, like, next time I will not do that again or whatever. He literally says like, you don't have to apologize. I never said I didn't like it. But then he's also like, but I'm not gay. Me gay? No way. There's no way I'm gay. But I don't mind it when my friend kisses me. It's so gay. I'm really excited to see where this series goes. I really enjoy it. I have one more BL series that I have not read, but I did buy because I don't have self-control. I don't have impulse control. And that is Restart After Going Home and Restart After Growing Hungry. This manga is about this guy who moved from his smaller town to like Tokyo. He's like living in the big city. Age 25, he gets fired from his like high paying job. And so he has to like go back to his hometown to like, you know, sort of lick his wounds, I suppose. And there he meets this guy named Yamato, who is a man who was brought into the community after he had already left. And he finds that this guy is like super sweet and even-tempered, and the two men connect and they start a journey together. Listen, this sounds, I haven't read it yet, but it sounds so sweet and wholehearted. I'm so excited. So there's this one, and then there's the sequel. And these are both like one-shot type of things. I have just some random other manga that I've bought recently that I wanted to talk to you about. Manga that I'm obsessed with also. The thing that I'm like the most obsessed with right now is In the Clear Moonlit Dusk. This is a shoujo manga, and the butterflies, the little pitter patters of my heart. Oh, it's so cute. So basically this is about this girl who goes to high school, and she is basically like the prince of her school, meaning that she is like sort of gentlemanly, I guess, and like attractive, and she looks like a boy, she's tall like a boy, she's like a deeper voice, etc., etc. And so everybody just like thinks of her as like a prince. And then there's this guy who is also like a prince, but like the bad boy prince. He sees her one day and he's like, "Are you a boy?" And she's like, "The fuck? What?" He's like, "I'm literally in love with you." He instantly is just so enamored with her, like wants to know everything about her, but she's like very shy. She's like, "Excuse me, get away from me." She's not used to having attention from the opposite sex. Hijinks, romance ensue. I'm telling you, first of all, the artwork is stunning, Tiffany. The romance also top tier. When I first started it, volume 1, I was like, I don't know how I feel about this. It's a bit of like a slow starter, but once you get in, you are in. Also, let me show you these covers because I have the first 4 volumes. So there's volume 1, volume 2, volume 3, volume 4. The 5th volume I think is coming out either, I think like later this year, maybe 2024, I can't remember. I'm telling you, if you want something like gooey, chewy, stunning and like heartbreaking and like just like it just so well encapsulates that feeling of first love. It is, oh. I was sending my friend like photos as I was reading it, just being like, "Please kill me, I want to die." Like it's so cute, it's so good. This next thing is something that I'm obsessed with, and something that I was obsessed with before I watched Sasaki and Miyano, and that is Skip and Loafer. This is volume 2. I haven't bought the rest of the series yet, but I watched the anime for this show. And again, it was like a thing of like, I sat down and I binged it. I watched all 12 episodes. That's kind of how I do it. It's not good. I really need to like slow down. I just get so invested and I'm so impatient that I just end up like watching the whole thing. This is such a funny, cute show / manga. And I think you're gonna love it, my guy. Okay, technically this is a shonen romance, but I kind of think of it as like a shoujo, but I'm obsessed with it. I'm obsessed with it. We have our main character. She lives out in the boonies or whatever. She lives out in the middle of buttfuck nowhere. And then she's like, you know what? I'm a smart girl. I'm gonna go to Tokyo, to the big city, and go to high school there. So she goes to Tokyo and she meets this guy on her first day of school, and they become really quick friends. Basically like a slice of life / romance. And I loved it so much. Like the anime was so well done. It was a hook, line, sinker for me because these characters are too cute and I want nothing more than to just see them kiss. Is that weird to say? That may be weird to say, but I just want to see them kiss, okay? I want to see everyone in these series kiss. That's all I want. I don't care about anything else. I just want to see you guys kiss, okay? It's like such a visceral feeling too of like just like you know when you're like a kid with your Barbies and you're just mashing their faces. That's how I feel. I'm like, just put your faces together. I just want to see them kiss. I only have the 2nd volume of this. I haven't bought the rest of the series yet because I've been a little bit busy. When Sam comes to visit later on this month, she's gonna bring the rest of the volumes because she owns them. So I'm gonna read them then, and I'm so excited. I can't wait to see what happens next because season 1 ended. And I want to know what's going on. I want to know if these characters actually do kiss, and I want to see it. I also, in my delirium, in my state of insanity, picked up these books, which is Lovesick Ellie. I bought volume 5, volume 6, and volume 7. Listen, I have not read this series. I now own the first 7 of them. I haven't started reading it. From what I understand, this is about a girl who's like very introverted, right? She's very shy. She doesn't really talk to anyone at school. But then when she gets home, when she's online, she becomes a different person. Don't we all? She becomes lovesick Ellie. And what she'll do is she'll like shit post basically about her crush, this guy who goes to her school. And the guy eventually ends up seeing these posts and finds out that it's her doing it. And I think from there, like again, romance ensues. I'm so excited to read this series. It looks so cute. Not only that, but I really love the art style. It's so cute. Ugh. Anyway, okay, and the last book that I'm going to talk about in this manga haul rant review thing is A Sign of Affection Volume 6. I did pick this up along with these books. There's no way you don't know what this is, but in case you don't, first of all, look at this cover. It's absolutely gorgeous. The art for this series makes me want to die, but like in the best way. This is about this girl. She has a hearing disability. She's deaf, and she meets this guy, and they become quick friends, fast friends, and that might turn into a little bit of romance, you know? Both of the leads in this manga are so hot, and they're both so cute. And again, the cover designs are absolutely stunning and gorgeous, and I could literally die looking at them. I think I've read up to volume 4. I really love the series, and I think it's really, really cute. So I'm excited to pick this up. I think I'm gonna start over from the beginning and then work my way to this. But either way, thank you so much for watching this weird video where I really just needed to get this off my chest. I just really needed to talk to you about all the things that have been going on, because I've just been like literally losing my mind and reading all of this manga, specifically like BL and stuff, and just living my fantasy. I didn't even mention also the fact that I have Sasaki and Miyano as my phone home screen. I've been unhinged these past few days. I've been unwell, and the fact that I'm just so obsessed. All I want to do is just like read it again and just live my fantasy. But I can't. I know I can't. I need to like chill. Which is why I've been trying to like read other BL to distract myself from how much I want to go back to Sasaki and Miyano. But yeah, I might also try to like look up the mangaka's other work and maybe read some of that as well, because I really do like the way that she writes her characters. I think it's done so well, like the best BL in existence for sure. No questions. No fucking questions. And I get why it's so popular. I didn't before, but now I get it. I'm there. I'm in. I'm on that ship, you know? I have a ticket. It's like Titanic, and I'm going fucking down with it. I'm going down with it. My friends, my family, my familia. Thank you so much for watching this video, for being here with me, for listening to me ramble. I really appreciate it. Please let me know down below if you're gonna read Sasaki and Miyano, or if you're gonna watch the anime. I need to know. Please tell me. I need to know. Because I really hope you do. Please tell me that I've sold you on this, because if there's anything that I've ever recommended, this is like one of the things where I'm like, there's no way that you don't like this. Like maybe you don't love it to the extent that I'd love it. Like that's fine, but there's no way you would hate it. I can't imagine someone hating it unless you just hated gay people, in which case, why are you here? We're all gay here. Get with the program. Anyway, thank you so much for sticking around with me. I really appreciate it. I'm gonna go. Probably also like read manga. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Don't forget to hit subscribe, because we talk about spooky shit, talk about creepy shit. We talk about gay boys who are gay but think they're straight. Thank you so much. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye. Au revoir. Goodbye. Please watch it, read it, do it. Please, I'm begging you. You will not regret it. Okay, bye.